Hello everyone! Welcome back to your YouTube channel and welcome to this amazing video today. As you must be aware, we are working with several power system analysis software, and today I am working with the software called IPSA. IPSA is the short name for the Interactive Power System Analysis Software. In a previous video, I show you how to download the software from the website, from the IPSA website. And today, I will take the opportunity to record a video showing you how to install the software. This software has a very interesting installation process. As all the commercial software, they protect the copyright using a very specific security details. And in the case of IPSA, of course, they are using a classical mechanism to ensure that the software is properly copyrighted. So as you will see here in this video, the installation process is basically two steps. The first step is installing the software related to the security, and then you will see the installation of the proper power system analysis software. Well, without further detail, let's start this video. As you are aware, IPSA is a software that has many years in the market. IPSA was created initially in 1972 as a PhD project at the University of Manchester in the United Kingdom, specifically to the northwest of England. And IPSA started as this PhD process in 1974, and then in 1976 the software appeared as the first power system analysis software, including a very interesting graphical user interface. In 1980, it was the first version of the IPSA software as a commercial software. That commercial version was the number 8. That was the name of the IPSA in 1980s during the first commercial version. In 2002, IPSA was acquired by TNEI. That TNEI is basically a company for consultancy, again at Manchester in the United Kingdom. And in 2002, TNEI released the first version, IPSA 1.0. In 2009, again, TNEI launched the version IPSA 2.2 that was released in 2009 with many significant changes, especially related with the framework. 2021 is the starting of IPSA 2.9, and IPSA 2.0 undergoes for a very significant overhaul. 2024, it will be the release of IPSA number 3, and that will be the celebration of the 50 years of IPSA, 1972-2024. Well, now what I will do without further details is I will start the installation of this amazing software. I hope you will enjoy this video, and if you like, please subscribe or leave your message that I will be extremely happy to answer. Well, what we are planning to do is to install the IPSA software, and the starting point is to have carefully read the installation and setup guide, in this case for a single user. As you can see over here, there are 12 pages dedicated to explain how to install IPSA in a personal computer. And what I will do now is I will install this powerful software, power system analysis software, in one of the lab computers. And the starting point for this is you must understand that every single commercial power system analysis, every single one of them, they use security protocol or a security software in order to keep the legal license protected. And as you can see over here, the IPSA software is using one of the very famous software for protection, and that is the Sentinel LDK software. For that reason, when you are installing the software for first time, one of your first tasks must be installing this very powerful and very secure software, Sentinel LDK. Also over here, you can see some of the requirements for the IPSA software. Of course, we are using here a laptop, a personal computer. In this case, the computer is having a Windows 11. And of course, you require some free disk space. IPSA recommend at least 200 megabytes and a monitor with a resolution at least of 1024 by 768, and 8 gigabytes of RAM memory are recommended. However, they suggest at least 8 in order to improve the performance. Well, what I will do is I will start the process of installing the IPSA software in one of the computers. Let's go to the computer and start the process. Well, here we are. We are in one of the computers at the lab. As you can see over here, let me show you some information about this computer. This computer is using Intel processor i7 10750H, 2.60 gigahertz with 60 gigabytes of RAM. And we are using here Windows 11 home version, and the version is the 22H2, the famous 22H2. What is the plan? As I said before, we are interested on installing IPSA software. IPSA software, basically, when you are installing IPSA on Microsoft Windows, there are two very important installers. One of them is the standard ISA installer, and also they have the installer for Pipe IPSA. And of course, you must understand that the core program is basically the IPSA is installed using the basic IPSA installer. But from there, we can start to enhance the installation with the IPSA version for Python or connector with the Python. Well, let's start our installation. Okay, the first step here is that we need to install the security license that I already told you. We need to install the Sentinel LDK license library. And to do so, what you need to do is go to the ipsapower.com website, and from there, using your credentials as user, you can download the installation. Okay, there is a specific library that we need to install. That is the Sentinel LDK runtime library, and the installer is called has this deinstall. Okay, what I will do now is I will go here to this folder over here where I already downloaded the different file for the installation. And in this case, I will go to this, that is the educational version, and you can see here, this is the software that I am talking to you that we need to install. And this is basically the Sentinel LDK license library. What I will do is I will extract from this zip file, and now is already on my desktop. Okay, right now what I want to do is to install the Sentinel LDK license library. And to do so, you need to use the command prompt. In this case, you can go here to search, and you can write here command prompt, and you will find this is the classical command prompt, okay? As you can see over here, I am located. This is the classical old version, or the classical way to access the operating system. And in this case, I am inside the hard drive Z, and the folders are the path is users fglom. However, I need to identify the path of, or the location of this file. And to identify the path is very simple, because you can see over here, if I press properties, I can show the properties, and in general, you can see the location, and the location of this file, of this installer, is C user fglom OneDrive Escritorio, okay? Escritorio means desktop in Spanish. I don't know why this is in Spanish, but let's go with that, okay? To go inside the folder called OneDrive, you need to use very specific command here at the command prompt. The first step is I will run a command that is called dir, and that is in order to show you all the folders and files inside this path. As you can see, let me highlight here, there is one of the folders. You can see over there the directory that is called OneDrive. For that reason, I will use the very specific command cd, and cd is for changing the directory, and I will go to the directory called OneDrive. Of course, those directories and those paths depend on several things, like the version of Windows that you are installed, where you located the installer, and many other things. However, I am sure that all the users will be, it will be very simple for them to find the location. Now let me do another dir in order to see all the directories. And you can see that there is one folder that is called, one directory that is called Escritorio, that is desktop in Spanish. And I will use again the command cd in order to go to Escritorio. Sorry, wrong spell, is with S. Escritorio, that is desktop in Spanish. And now I will do again a dir in order to see the files inside these folders. And you can see over here, there is a very interesting file over here, and that is the application that we need to use in order to install the Sentinel LDK license, okay? This is basically the executable file that will allow to install the environment and to install the Sentinel LDK license, okay? Now, if you go to the IPSA installation and setup guide, you will read over there that now you need to execute this file, this very specific application. And to do so, you need to write the name haspdinst.exe, and then you need to use the symbol -i, and that is the moment that we will start the installation. Now we press execute, and Windows 11 is let you know that this application is trying to make changes on your device, and you must be careful, because in this case those changes are very important for the software, And what is really important is that Windows is not identifying the origin or the publisher of this software. It's quite strange because the Sentinel LDK license is quite famous. However, as you can read here in this small window, you can see that the publisher is known. That is the reason that you are receiving this kind of information, okay? What I will say is yes, and right now is starting the process of installing the software, okay? Now you can see that it says that the application has been installed, and the next step right now, if you go to the IPSA installation and setup guide, is that you need to reboot or restart your PC. That is very important because this Sentinel LDK license requires some of the drivers to be installed in the device when we reboot the software. What I will do now is I will stop here for a few seconds, and the magic of the TV or the videos, YouTube videos, will allow you to come back and keep the installation. Because the next step is verify if the license has been set up and check whether the license manager has been successfully installed, okay? For that reason, let me reboot the machine, restart the machine, and we will keep the installation. We will keep going with the installation. Okay, here we are again. We are in the laboratory computer. And now what I need to do is to check whether the license manager has been successfully installed. And the very simple way to assess if the installation of the Sentinel LDK runtime library went fine is, well, we can open the browser, and at the browser we can write here the IP address 127.0.0.1 and 1947, okay? And right now, yeah, voila, we are here. As you can see, this is the website. This is basically a connection to the Sentinel Admin Control Center. And over here, you can see, let me zoom in here. We can zoom in here. Welcome to the Admin Control Center. And this is the application that enable the access to the software licenses and features to control licenses of many software, okay? Sentinel LDK has been used for many years for many of the users of different commercial software. It's not only used by the power system analysis industry, it's also used for many other commercial software. And it has been successful providing safety and security for both parties, for the users and of course for the provider, okay? Well, right now, what I need to do is basically keep the installation. And right now, what I need to do is I need to go to activate the license, okay? The license activation in this case is an online activation. And in this case, this option requires that the machine must be connected to internet as the machine that we are using here at the lab. And the idea is that this will be connected to the IPSA power.com website, and from there we will keep going with the installation, okay? Okay, right now we are ready for the license activation. In this case, we are using the online activation of the license, and these apply for the software licenses. Okay, in this case, for the activation, we require the computer, in this case the lab computer, to be connected to internet, but that is no a problem. And from using this internet connection, we will use this Sentinel Administration Control Center to reach the URL that is coming from IPSA Power in order to get the license activation. Okay. For that reason, the first step is we need to go to a very specific address. You can find this address at the installation and setup guide of the IPSA software. I can copy and paste here. Let me copy. And I paste here. And now I am going to localhost 1947 installation configure network. And now what I need to put over here is basically what I need to do is I need to add this line to the EMS URL bots. Okay, let me do the following. What I need to do is basically in these bots here, this is the EMS URL, and what I need to do is basically copy and paste from the user manual, from the installation and setup guide. I need to copy this here, and from there I need to press submit. And now let me see, submit here. And right now, well, when you press submit, now it's time to go to the license customer service here with the product key, and from there we will be able to access the license. Okay. And over there, what I need to do is basically introduce the product key. The product key is provided by our colleagues from the IPSA. And what I will do straight away is I will copy the product key, I will put here, and I will press log in. Right now, as you can see over here, they are providing me with all the details. As you can see over here, there are different modules, different products included into the license. And what I will do is press online activation. Okay. Now I am really happy to see over here that there is a download and install. There is a download and install link. Okay. And the next step that I will do right now is I will start the installation of IPSA. Okay. Now what I will do is I will double click here. Okay. Perfect. Now it's running. Okay, perfect. Now what I will do is install the IPSA.
double click here, and you can see that we have the installation files. What I will do is double click here and welcome to IPSA. Next, I accept the terms in the license agreement, and I will customize the installation. Yes, Python libraries, UDM, all the codes. Yes, all. Then I would like to install PyIPSA for all the users. And now we have installed PyIPSA. Yeah.
Well, we are finishing this amazing video today, and in this video, we cover the installation of this power system analysis software called IPSA. As you saw during the video, the installation is basically a two-step process. The first one is installing the software dedicated for the security and license of the software, and finally, the second stage is installing the IPSA itself. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will be extremely happy if you left any comment, or if you want to subscribe to the channel, or also any like is welcome. This is all for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you at the next one. Thank you. Bye now.